Yeah, it's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the night with the...
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you guys doing? Hope you're having an absolutely amazing evening and that life is treating you well. Welcome to another episode of the Pre-PT Grind Chat Live, where every Thursday night we are on here to serve you, to help you out in any way that we can. And who we are is we are Joseph and Casey. We are both physical therapists. We are also PT school acceptance coaches, and we help you get into PT school without wasting time or money. So if you're a pre-PT, if you're deciding recently to become a physical therapist or you're looking into it, you're in the right place. So on Thursday nights, we like to come on here because we know that there's different hurdles that every single one of you has. Some of you are currently applying, others are applying next year, and so on and so forth. So we always want to talk about things that we know that if you can apply them, if you take them and decide to apply them, you will be drastically closer to getting accepted into PT school. And one of the biggest things, like y'all, like at the heart of everything that y'all have probably heard from us or will hear from us, we genuinely believe that every single one of y'all can get into PT school, like legit, like we like legitimately believe that. However, there are certain actions that need to take place for you to actually make that a reality, right? So just believing it won't cut it, right? It's like, okay, yeah, it's possible. But I also know that it's very different from what you might have heard from faculty members or family members or friends that may have told you, hey, this might not work. We're not telling you that. We're saying it's possible. But there's certain things that you're going to need to pay attention to and actually act on in order to make that real. So if you want to do everything in your power to become a physical therapist, listen in, we got you. And tonight's topic is on, it's titled, Don't Make This Avoidable Mistake Before Applying to PT School. All right. So, and as you're listening to this, if you're live right now, comment #team live. It just allows other people to see it. If you're on replay, do the same thing as well. And then share this out with a friend that you feel might also benefit from it, or save it for yourself and watch it again after the fact, or listen to this after the fact, because this is super important. But let's just dive right into it, Casey, and then we will talk about it. So don't make this avoidable mistake before applying to PT school. What is this avoidable mistake, Casey and Joseph? Well, the avoidable mistake is holding on to beliefs that do not serve you as a pre-PT. Holding on to beliefs that do not serve you as a pre-PT. So the question is, what are those beliefs, right? And one other thing that we want you to also understand, and then we'll dive into this tonight, is just because you believe something, maybe it's your beliefs about your low GPA. Maybe it's your beliefs about your ability to take the GRE again for like the 4th time and do well on it. Maybe it's your beliefs, centered around whether or not you'll be able to ever get accepted into a PT program or ever able to get an A in chemistry. Whatever it is, just because you believe something doesn't make it true. It just means you believe it. And once we can figure that part out, then it's actually a lot easier to have the conversation about how to shift our beliefs into beliefs that actually work for us rather than beliefs that work against us. So Casey, what are your thoughts on this topic, man? Because you and I both know how important the beliefs that we have about our ability or inability to pass classes or get into PT school or so on and so forth actually affects the actions that we take that either get us there or don't get us there. So what are your thoughts on this, brother?
Yeah, I got two big things that might be quick. We might ramble on and rant about them, but 2 things to avoid, or 2 things that are avoidable mistakes that I think a lot of pre-PTs can avoid to make their application better. Number 1 is avoid the mistake of allowing yourself to be your worst enemy. That's number 1. Number 2, avoid the mistake of allowing other pre-PTs to fuel number 1. So don't let other pre-PTs fuel your negative self-talk about yourself and your application when applying to PT school. So again, real quick, number 1, avoid these mistakes. Number 1, allowing yourself to be your own worst enemy. And number 2, allowing other pre-PTs that you probably don't even know or never will meet to fuel that fire of you being your worst enemy. Because first, of course, we're in our heads all day, every day, nonstop, saying, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, or I think I'm good enough, but I'm skeptical and I don't want to jinx this, or I don't want to, not get into PT school after I tell everybody I'm super confident and all this stuff, Well, wherever you are on that spectrum, you're still telling yourself negative self-talk over and over and over again. You're saying, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, which then goes into your actions of whatever you're doing, whatever you're struggling with or not struggling with or trying to get. So that's the first thing. Like, just get out of your head a little bit, because I was the worst one. I was the worst one, especially after I got rejected. I was in my head every day. Like that's all I heard. So if you can allow yourself not to be your worst enemy, you're probably half of the battle is probably done. I mean, in all seriousness, I think it is. If you can get out of your head half the battle of getting into PT school, I think it's done. Then the other half of getting into PT school is going on to our Facebook group or other forums or Reddit and seeing other pre-PTs usernames, not even a picture. You don't even know their real names, seeing, oh, they're so much better. And you don't even know if they're lying or not. Oh, they have this many hours, or they have this GPA, or they got into this school, or they're applying the same schools as me. Oh no, other people are applying the same schools as me. And it just goes on and on and on, negative cycles over and over again. Then you click off of that page, you click off of that browser, and now you go to the bathroom, you take a shower, you go to sleep, and you go to work. And now everything you saw online is now in your head, fueling it. And you're just dumping gasoline on it, dumping gasoline. I'm not good enough. Other pre-PTs are better. They have more hours, higher GPA, more letters of recommendation, more this, more that, and I don't have nothing. What's the point of even going? What's the point of even applying? Huge mistake. Costly mistake. Avoidable mistake. That can lead you down the path of getting rejected and lead you down the path of not doing the actions to get you accepted, when it could have easily been avoided if you get out of your head and you allow yourself not to be your own worst enemy. And not bringing other people on your team of being your own worst enemy. So again, half the battle is done when you get out of your head. Easier said than done, I know. Then the other half of the battle is done when you let other people not in your head as well. So avoidable mistakes that I did when I was a pre-PT. So I know exactly how you're feeling. I know how you're acting. I know what's going on in your stomach when you see, I know your stomach drops when you see somebody else say, I did this, I did that, I'm applying here. I know. So it's an avoidable mistake. So don't make it so you can get into PT school. So that's my take.
Mercy.